If you're watching this video, then sigurado akong interesado kang malaman kung ano ba mga essentials ko to healthy eating. Napakadaming information online about healthy eating at sa totoo lang, choosing what to follow is another problem. So in this video, I will do my best to simplify the topic. I will share with you just my 5 essentials that help me stick to healthy eating without the suffering. Madalas nating marinig yung mga nagsasabi na pork lang talaga ang favorite ko or chicken lang ang trip ko. Pero sa tingin ko, you can get away without eating meat as long as fulfilled ang panglasa mo. Yung rich, savory at satisfying na flavor na napapasarap sa pagkain. Kaya importante na alamin mo anong mga flavors ang hinahanap mo. For example, kung trip mo yung umami ng pork fat, pwede mo rin makuha yan sa healthier options tulad ng mushrooms or aged na mga cheese. Once you know the healthy alternatives na may tamang lasa na hinahanap mo, hindi mo na mararamdaman na deprived ka sa pagkain, which helps you stick to healthy eating. At pag nag-explore ka ng iba't ibang flavors, you will discover new foods and combinations na baka hindi mo pa natitikman. And this is when it gets exciting at mas sustainable ang healthy eating journey mo. So instead of focusing on specific meat or dish, mas mag-focus ka sa flavor profiles na gusto mo at gamitin mo yan bilang guide sa pagpili ng pagkain. Never rely sa algorithm ng Facebook, Instagram, at lalo na ng GrabFood to tell you what you're having for dinner. Karamihan ng mga pagkain sa restaurant, hindi kasi nakafocus sa pagiging healthy, kundi sa pagiging masarap lang. Kaya madalas, hindi magandang idea kumain sa labas kung gusto mo maging healthy. Personally, I consider dining out only as a means to improve the health of my relationships when dining with family or friends, not the health of my body. So, going back to flavors, pag alam mo na ang gusto mo, the next step is to learn the basics of cooking. Kapag ikaw nagluluto ng sarili mong pagkain, mas may control ka sa kung ano ang nilalagay mo sa plato mo. Pwede mong iwasan ng mga unnecessary additives, sobrang alat, o unhealthy fats. Hindi naman kailangan maging chef. Ang importante lang ay empowered ka na gumawa ng mas healthy na choices araw-araw. All you need are basic kitchen tools and you can start cooking. Napakadaming healthy recipes that you can learn on YouTube as long as you're searching for healthy and tasty. Plus the flavor profile you're craving for, you should be fine. Hindi pwedeng masarap at convenient lang. Set a time every day kung kailan ka kakain. Hindi yung kakain ka lang anytime na feel mo. Bakit? First off, following a regular eating schedule helps with your metabolism. Next, you're training your appetite to wait. Para kang may alagang bata, discipline your tummy to be patient. Hindi pwedeng spoiled. The more you stick to your schedule, the more it knows when to get hungry. And lastly, okay lang magutom for a few hours. It's normal. Baka nga dehydrated ka lang eh. Be friends with it. It's like working out or spending an active day. Normal lang mapagod or hingalin. It's proof that whatever you're doing is working. If you want to eat once, twice, or 3 times a day, it's up to you. Ang importante lang is that you can stick to it. You don't snack in between meals, and you're within your calorie targets, which we'll discuss briefly later. How about cravings? If you're craving for cakes, donuts, and the like, schedule them also. I suggest having them on a very active day para ma-burn mo din sila kaagad. I have been following a predominantly no-meat diet for over 10 years now, and I don't consider myself deprived of food at all. In fact, quite the opposite. Limiting my options not only helps me avoid eating out, but also forces me to get creative with cooking. Experimenting with food almost every day helps me discover dishes that continue to surprise me after all these years. I'm not stuck with just the usual adobo or sinigang, and I'm not saying I don't like them What I am saying is that pag binisita ko ang family or friends ko who's having adobo or sinigang for lunch, then excited ako kumain. Processed foods is something that shouldn't be in the fridge and in the pantry, including foods disguised as healthy. Uso ngayon yan. My rule of thumb is pag madaming ingredients sa label, then it's probably not good for you. Of course, I still eat processed food paminsan, but I always try to limit them. If limiting your options sounds too strict or robotic, you can also reframe the ideas, setting boundaries. And not crossing the boundaries you set for yourself takes a lot of self-discipline and self-respect. It's not easy but once you see the results, it's definitely worth it. Whether you're trying to lose weight, bulking up in a maintenance, or loading for an active day, always remind yourself what you're eating. Be more intentional. Know your calorie requirements based on your age, height, and body composition. Research the terms BMI and TDEE if you want to dive deeper on these topics. Plan to lose weight? You can go on a crash diet kung yan ang gusto mo. Just take note that it's not sustainable. It's a good kickstarter, but it's not something that anyone can stick to forever. Ganyan ang mga nangyari sa participants ng Biggest Loser, if you remember that show. Ang suggestion ko is to simply substitute some of your carbs with protein and just go a little below your calorie requirement para hindi naman depressing. Losing half a pound a week is a sweet spot. Wala masyadong suffering. Want to bulk up? Similar to crash diets, consuming too much excess calories will result to excess fat kahit na ba protein shake pa yan. So, go na calorie surplus moderately and let time in your workouts do the rest. Like me, your goals might change throughout the year and as we get older, so make sure to adjust your eating accordingly. If you're in your late 40s like me, sigurado natanong mo na rin sa sarili mo na, bakit ba ako tumataba? Hindi naman nagbago ang diet ko. And this is exactly the problem. We cannot eat the same way we eat when we were in our teens, our 20s, or our 30s. Bumaba ng metabolism natin. And I think even more if you're going through perimenopause like me. So match the quality and quantity of your meals to your age. Yung mga pagkain tinatawag na pampabata, ang totoo dyan pambata lang talaga dapat yung mga yan. So, speaking of age, it's also wise to avoid bad foods. Hindi dahil meron ka ng high blood or diabetes, pero dahil wala ka pang sakit at ayaw nating magkasakit. There you have it. For your reference na din, I'm sharing a short summary on the screen and links below to some of the stuff that you'll need to start your healthy eating journey. Healthy eating is often misunderstood as complicated or restrictive. But the truth is, it's about finding balance and enjoying food that fuels your body and mind. Yan lang sabi ng ChatGPT, kasi yan ang totoo. For me, healthy eating goes beyond just meals on a plate. It's about discovering flavors that excite you, taking charge of what you put in your body, and building habits that make you feel energized and happy every day. If you made it this far into the video, I hope you found it valuable. And if this video helped, please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time. Salamat!